What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another Prize Picks video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section and enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Welcome back to PropsMadeEasy.com. Only $15 a month. The best player prop tools in the industry when it comes to Prize Picks. And, man, honestly, the only thing that's been stopping me from having absolute huge nights, night in, night out, is foul trouble. Like foul trouble, man. Like Podol or Pirtle, however you say his name. 6 fouls in 18 minutes last night. In 18 minutes, and he came what, like 6 away from hitting something, or 8 away from hitting, or something like that. If he plays his 30 minutes, then he hits easy. Like foul trouble is one of the most annoying. I don't know about y'all, but foul trouble is one of the most annoying things to deal with in NBA. Is when a guy gets early foul trouble. And yes, part of it is because we're early in the season. You know what I mean? Guys are just like the other day in DFS. I had Maxi. Maxi went out and got like 3 fouls in the first few minutes, and then persisted to not get any more fouls and drop a shit ton of points and dominate and did fantastic. But some guys just can't keep their hands to themselves. You know what I mean? But as the season goes on, hopefully they can get that under control. But guys like Jaren Jackson and those guys, they deal with a lot of foul trouble, which is funny that I say that because one of my favorite plays today is Jaren Jackson's over. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Anyway, no foul trouble today. No injuries in college football. Let's get this money. All right? PropsMadeEasy.com. Let's get it. So, looking over NFL for this week. At the top of the list, we have Trevor Lawrence. Passing plus rushing yards is set at 251.5 on Prize Picks, 255.5 other places. A 4 sportsbook differential on the over. And our projection is 262.8, 11.3 projection differential. Remember, the projection is comparative to where Prize Picks line is. And then the sportsbook difference is the difference between the sportsbook line, the other sportsbook lines, and Prize Picks. All right? Another option I really like is Patrick Mahomes, man. I've talked about Mahomes multiple times. Patrick Mahomes passing plus rushing this week. 302.5, 305.5 on other sportsbooks, a 3 sportsbook differential. We have him projected around 323 passing plus rushing, which is a 21 projection differential. So good spot for him as well. Let's look at projection differential overall. Raheem Mostert and Ramondre Stevenson are popping hard. Rushing yards combo, 89.5 is their rushing yards combo on Prize Picks. 90 on other sportsbooks, which is only a 0.5, but projection of 118.6 combined rushing yards, which is a 29.1 projection differential. So big spot for Raheem Mostert and Ramondre Stevenson. Dante Foreman and Austin Eckler, another rushing yards combo that's popping. 94.5 is the line, 95 on other sportsbooks, only a 0.5, but projection of 115, a 20.5. So great spot for Foreman and Austin Eckler, Raheem Mostert and Ramondre Stevenson for their rushing yards combo, but there's also a receiving yards combo that's looking good. Drake London and DeAndre Hopkins, receiving yards combo over 99.5. 100.5, again, only a 0.5 sportsbook differential, but projection of 114, a 14.5 projection differential. So solid spot for those for sure. Ramondre Stevenson and Raheem Mostert rushing yards combo. Patrick Mahomes over passing plus rushing. Dante Foreman and Austin Eckler rushing yards combo over 94.5. And then Drake London and DeAndre Hopkins receiving yards combo are some of the best plays that we have on this slate. And then looking at sportsbook differential as well as projection differential, Trevor Lawrence is a great option over passing plus rushing as well. Let's check out the unders. One of the bigger unders we have on this slate is Bryce Young's passing plus rushing yards. PME likes the under, as you can see. 243.5 on Prize Picks, 242.5 other places. Only a -1 passing plus rushing yard. But we haven't projected at only 224.7, which is a -18.8. So solid spot on the under for Bryce Young. Not only is EV on the under, but projection is as well. Jared Goff's passing yards under, 271.5 on Prize Picks, 270.5 on other sports books. And then we have a projection of 260.1, a -11. So solid spot on the under for him as well. All right. They're 8-point favorites at home. So probably we'll lean a little bit heavier on the run, but we'll see. All right. NBA. So for NBA, I talked about liking Jaren Jackson today, and I'm going to get to it in a second, but I'm going to start things off with Walker Kessler's PRA against Phoenix. As you guys know, Phoenix has Nurkic now, And with Nurkic's size down low, they're going to need to play. Walker Kessler's going to need to play solid minutes. He came out of nowhere last season and had a solid year. His prize picks line for his PRA is only 16.5. Vegas likes the over at -120, and we have him projected at 23.13 PRA, a 6.63 differential, projection differential. So solid spot for Walker Kessler, not only with the EV on the over, but the projection on the over. Solid spot for him. All right. Podol, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about you, Podol, so I'm going to skip you. Jaren Jackson Jr.'s PRA, 28.5 on prize picks. Vegas likes the over at -120. Projection of 33.94, a 5.44 projection differential. So Jaren Jackson against Washington, I just don't see how Washington's able to slow him. I think he's going to be able to do whatever he wants down low. As long as he avoids some foul trouble, he'll be good to go, man. I think Jackson has a big game in this one, for sure. Taking a look at some unders. Tyrese Maxey's under against Toronto, PRA 33.5 for his PRA on prize picks. Vegas has the under at -115, which really is not heavy odds on the under, so maybe you want to let that play out a little bit, let it kind of find its way and maybe lean heavier one side. But the projection is 28.48, so projection likes the under at -5.02. Another guy that sticks out to me is Ausar Thompson's rebounds against Chicago today. 7.5 is the prize picks line. Vegas likes the under at -130. We haven't projected for 4.09, a -3.41. So solid spot on the under rebounds for Ausar Thompson in this one as well. So, all right, college football. For college football today, the biggest value is going to be the under on Caleb Williams. 290.5 on prize picks, 284.5 other places, which is a -6 sportsbook differential, making it plus CV on the under for Caleb Williams. Braden Locke passing yards under 155.5 on prize picks, 150.5 on other sportsbooks on -5. And then we have for overs, we have Dijon Edwards from Georgia, rushing yards over 83.5. Other sportsbooks have him upwards of 87.5. So that's good value on the over there. And then we have some threes. You can go any of these guys. Dylan Gabriel's passing plus rushing is the one I'll go. He's just a beast. 324.5 on prize picks, 327.5 other places, a 3 sportsbook differential. So solid value on college football as well. For baseball today, beautiful game last night, man. Going to the extra innings and then Adolis Garcia hitting that home run to win the game. That was awesome. For the picks, though, Jordan Montgomery's pitcher strikeouts, prize picks has it at 3.5. Vegas is leaning on the over at -135, and we have him projected at 4.64 strikeouts, which is a 1.14 projection differential, making him the best value on the slate for MLB. And then next up, let's go ahead and go against him and go Christian Walker, hits, runs, RBIs. Is set at 1.5 on prize picks. Vegas likes the over at -125. We have him projected for 2.16, a 0.66 projection differential. Righty-lefty matchup for Christian Walker here. Good spot for him to get those hits, runs, RBIs over the 1.5. For hockey today, I like the over for Kevin Fiala sticking out at a -135 on the over. And we have him projected at 3.18, a 0.68 projection differential. Over on Kevin Fiala is a great one. And then Tim Stutzel is at the very top of the list. Prize Picks has him at 3. 3.5 is his line in Vegas, which is a half shot higher. Even though the money's on the under here, the half shot, it's already a half shot over. We have him projected at 4.28, a 1.28 projection differential. All right, so over on Tim Stutzel, over on Kevin Fiala. Let's see what we have for unders. We have Karol Marchenko for unders for Columbus, -135 on the under, 2.5, projection of 1.92, which is a good spot as well, -0.58. All right, good spots there. For soccer, we have the over on Jared Bowen. It's nothing big. Sportsbook differentials only 0.5 and projection differentials only 0.39. So nothing huge for soccer, but Jared Bowen is plus EV plus projection. All right, for CS2, we have the over on Afro for Fnatic, and then let's go the under on Cacanito. Is that how you say his name? Cacanito for Apex. Map 1 and 2 kills, under 29. And then we're going over the Afro Fnatic 30.5. Nothing for tennis, nothing for MMA. For Dota, the best value by far is Nisha for Liquid. Over 11, map 1 and 2 kills is set at a 3 sportsbook differential, which is really good. And then if we want to grab an under I'd probably say Daira Chio for GG, under 15. Map 1 and 2 kills. And then nothing for Valorant. So, again, for NFL, the best projection differentials that are also plus EV is going to be Raheem Mostert, Ramondre Stevenson, over their rushing yards combo. Patrick Mahomes passing plus rushing yards over. Dante Foreman and Austin Eckler rushing yards combo over. Drake London, DeAndre Hopkins receiving yards under. And then looking at the unders, Bryce Young passing plus rushing yards under. Jared Goff passing yards under. And then when we're looking at just sportsbook differential, Trevor Lawrence passing plus rushing yards is sticking out. Breece Hall's rushing plus receiving yards over is also looking good. Joe Burrow's passing plus rushing looks good. And then the under of Geno Smith passing plus rushing looks good as well. All right, remember, all these plays that are highlighted, as long as plus EV plus projections highlighted, all these plays that are highlighted are plus EV and plus projection. You can either go off plus project, you can lean projection differential as what you take your main account into, or you can look at sportsbook differential. You can sort by either one and decide which way you want to go, but all of these are going to be plus EV plus projection. All of these are going to be leaning, either over or both under. All right. For NBA, over on Walker Kessler's PRA of 16.5, and then over on Jaren Jackson's PRA of 28.5. I really think Jaren Jackson has a big game tonight. All right, those are the best overs. And then Tyrese Maxey's PRA under 33.5 is the one that's sticking out for now. For college football, the best value we have is the under on Caleb Williams passing yards of 290.5, under on Braden Locke passing yards of 155.5. And then the best over is going to be Dejon Edwards rushing yards over 83.5. For MLB, over Jordan Montgomery pitcher strikeouts at 3.5 and over a Christian Walker's hits, runs, RBIs of 1.5. For NHL, we have the over on Tim Stutzel at the top of the list. And then we have where's the other guy we just talked about? He's already bumped. Wow. Let's go ahead and go with that under guy. Where is he? Right here. Karol Marchenko, under shots on goal 2.5. Minus 135 on the under. Projection of 1.92. We talked about him a minute ago. We'll go him under instead since the other guy, I didn't see him over there. So under on Karol Marchenko. Over on Tim Stutzel. Yeah, I don't see that guy there anymore. All right. For soccer, over on Jared Brown's shots for soccer. The plus EV plus projection is very small. So you can either skip soccer. If you do play soccer, though, he would be the best option. For CS2, we have the over. Oh, it looks like our 3. Didn't we have a 3? Oh, maybe that's Dota. Afro for Fnatic over, and then under for Kakanito. Map 1 and 2 kills. Yeah, for Dota, Nisha for Liquid over. That's a good one to add into your 6-mans. Just because that's some good value at a 3. So you can sprinkle it in with some of your college football plays or some of your NFL or baseball or whatever you're doing to make a 6-man if you're doing that today. And Derichenko for GG under. And nothing for Valorant. Thank y'all for joining me as always, baby. You know the drill. PropsMadeEasy.com, baby. Only $15 a month. Amazing tools to get you right. Help you make these fucking perfect right calls. Look, at the end of the day, like with Podol, right? We can't control if a guy is just too handsy in a damn game and fouling too early and getting in foul trouble, and that in turn lowers his minutes to 18 minutes. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, using the tools at Props Made Easy, you can rest assured you're using a ton of analytics behind it, and you're only using the ones that have a ton of analytics behind them, but also have EV on that same side. So I don't think y'all understand how amazing it is to be able to zone in your player pool to guys who are only plus EV and have a bunch of analytics behind them without even having to do a lick of research outside of opening Props Made Easy. You know how much work I used to put in? I used to put hours and hours and hours into studying these guys' analytics side of things to see what their chances are of doing certain things. I do it now in 5 minutes, get my slips made. You know what I mean? So that's the big thing. That's the big difference. And it just makes a whole bunch of difference, man. I love it. Thank y'all for joining me anyways, man. Y'all have an amazing Saturday. Y'all be safe out there. If you're interested in daily fantasy sports, we smashed NBA once again last night. Not smashed. We didn't come at the top of contest, but we cashed. We made money in NBA DFS last night again. If you haven't tried daily fantasy sports, optimal lineups and stuff for DraftKings and FanDuel, click on DFS content right here, and it'll bring you over to my site, greenlightdfs.com. All right? And you can sign up for the DFS optimals and stuff over there if you're interested in DFS. All right. Thank y'all for joining me as always. Let's get it. I'm out. Peace.